Okay, we're going to make my pork and pickle stuffing balls. Really, really easy, but absolutely delicious for Christmas Day. So hopefully you've got all your ingredients out and ready, and it's just a case of getting in and getting mucky and getting your hands in. So start off, put in the pork mince, and we're going to add in a good pinch of salt and pepper. We'll do that now because we don't have messy hands yet. So a good pinch of salt, a good pinch of pepper, then add in the breadcrumbs. There we go. And we're just going to mix this together with our hands, and then we'll add in the pickle and the apples. So just with your hands, just squeezing it together, just mixing it all together. There we go. Once you've got all the breadcrumbs up from the tray, that'll be mixed enough for the time being. So, like that, nothing much to look at. One big stuffing ball if you want. Then we can just add in the apple and give that a good mix together as well. Give it a good squish together with your hands. This is absolutely delicious, this. Pork and apple, an obvious favourite, and just adding in the little bit of pickle just gives it a lovely tang. There we go. And then add in the pickle. And this is where it'll get really messy for you, but don't worry about that. We can wash our hands afterwards. So just mixing it together, just squishing it about. There we go. Just like that, nice and easy. So you can bring in our baking tray. And now all we want to do is just take a little lump of the mix, and then you want them to be about the size of a squash ball. If you don't have a squash ball to hand, which I'd be quite surprised if you did, you know roughly what sort of size. A little bit smaller than a golf ball. I'm trying to think of any other ball shapes that it would be, but about that big. The same size as a stuffing ball. So just press them together with your hands, just so they're nice and firm, and then pop them on the baking tray. And the main thing to remember here is just try and get them the same size. So just another little bit of the mix, squeeze it together nice and firmly, because the more you squeeze it together, the less that they'll fall apart. Pop down. Go. And if you do make one that's too big, just like this, and realise that it's too big, just take a bit off, then squeeze it together again. Absolutely fine. There. And the good thing about these is that no two will be exactly the same, because one bit might have a little bit more pickle, one bit might have a little bit more apple. Either way, it will be absolutely delicious. And just a nice little change from the norm. No sage in this. Too much sage in Christmas stuffing balls. There we go. So you don't need to carry on watching me do this, so just carry on and fill up your tray. You might need 2 trays depending on how big your tray is, and then just pop the tray into the oven for half an hour. But you carry on watching, you'll see what they look like when I take mine out. Okay, it's been half an hour. I've just taken mine out of the oven. This is what yours will look like. Beautifully nice and caramelised on the outside, and they'll be absolutely delicious. And I hope that you enjoy them.